For the Players, the pop culturist PlayStation podcast is fueled by the Man Shake. I lost 30 kilos in 10 months using this meal replacement shake. If you want to support the show and max in my weight loss journey, or to even start your own, click the link in the description below. The Man Shake. Real blokes, real results.
For the Players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the pop culturist PlayStation podcast for 40 years of playing PlayStation, 8+ years in that games media combined. I'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, come and check out our socials. Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those links can be found in the description below.
If you want to join us as the conversation happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopculturist, where you can watch us record this show live, where you can jump in the chat and become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation pod. If you are on podcast services, sort of give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you are on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and we'll endeavor to answer every single comment. If you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopculturist, as well as our merchandise store, popculturist.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. Max, we're still digitally.
We are.
Yeah.
Hopefully for not too much longer.
Things are getting better in the state of Victoria that we are in. They're not horrible.
They're not staying relatively the same. They're not getting worse. I wouldn't say they're getting better, but they're definitely not getting worse.
Yeah, they're persistent.
Consistent, yeah.
Yeah, it's consistently persistent, which is neither good nor bad. It's mostly bad though.
It could be well worse.
Yeah,
it could be way worse. Yeah.
Anyways, but so like when it comes to things getting worse, we discussed it, I believe, at the start of last week's show. Like, hey Max, congratulations, you're an accredited media dude for PAX, and PAX is like, ha, shut it down.
Yeah, they're like, joke's on you, mate. We gave it to everyone because no one's coming. So don't feel special.
Don't. And they shut that bastard down. So yes, over the week,
I emailed them the other day. I'm like, look, none of my friends believe me. Can you just send me my pass, please? I'm like, I don't need to use it. I just need that. I just need it.
I just need the validation. Thank you very much.
Basically told me to go fuck now.
But yeah, so no PAX, which makes logical sense. The building that they're doing it in is currently delivering vaccinations to the masses. Way more important than a video game convention. Additionally, the interstate travel is near non-existent at the moment, with majority of the PR and games companies in Australia being based out of the New South Wales, and the New South Wales is literally a dumpster rolling down a hill, gaining incredible momentum with a fire that just won't quit.
To put it in, to use a reference or an analogy that's closer to home in the gaming space, it's a Katamari ball, and they're just it's just picking up.
I thought it was going to be like, to use a more understandable reference. Shit's fucked. It's not looking good. But yeah, no, thankfully, but that sucks. That does really suck. Obviously, that does give us another year to be pretty for PAX. I better be fucking good looking by PAX 2022, Max. That gives you another year.
Ryan's jacked as next year.
Yeah, I'm going to have to be unmeasurably jacked for PAX if these lockdowns don't persist.
You'll be swole.
Yeah. Max, how has your week been?
Look, it's been all right. It's been all right. I was a little bit bummed out at the start of the week because obviously a lockdown was announced. I'm like, oh shit, that means work's going to suck. And then it turns out that my workplace got exemption status, so they were full force, which means I was busy all week, which was fantastic.
Nice.
Because there's nothing worse than going to work and having nothing to do.
Yeah, that's pretty poo. That is poo.
So my week's been pretty chill. Work's been busy. My wife is now fully vaccinated. I have to wait another 2 months, I think.
Oh, because you got the Astros too, yeah?
I got Astra as well. So she got her second dose on Thursday. So she's good.
How
Good
did
to
she
go.
take? How did she find the second dose?
No side effects
I
whatsoever.
found, yeah, I found when most people AZ smacks you around the first time, the second time's pretty
Yeah,
clean. So
that is what her doctor said as
mm.
well, and it's what one of my friends said as well. Because he's a GP, he's basically like, it's the first shot that does you. Most people will not have
And apparently
any side
Pfizer's the other
effects.
way around. So woohoo.
Whew. Yeah,
Anything else? Anything else to get up to?
no, not much, man. Just it's same old these days.
Yeah.
Can't go anywhere. All I do is go to work, come home, do the dad stuff.
Yeah. No, that's pretty close actually.
It's a pretty sweet life. I really shouldn't complain.
Look, yeah, like comparatively, it's pretty fucking mad. Like, because my life is very similar.
Oh, well,
Um,
actually, you know what? I was pretty stressed out this week. Just to cut you off real quick. My land is due for settlement on Wednesday, and we still haven't received word from the bank that everything's all Gucci. And I'm like super stressed. Like all the documents have been signed, but like we're just waiting to hear yeah, that's cool.
Man, the ever growing saga of your fucking house and
Oh,
land package.
yeah, it's stressful.
Yeah, but that's horrifying. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've had a lot of stress relief from me this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so and for those, as I'm sure I've talked about here in the previous weeks with my day job, there has been quite a bit of turmoil over the last 10 months in my workplace, with different individuals of power trying to unnecessarily demonstrate their power within the space to the detriment of the staff, the clients, and the whole program.
Oh, Zafa micromanagement?
Yeah, so we sort of understand their reasons for their actions, but doesn't matter. So in that time, in the last 10 months, where things have gone down, a different individual was brought in for management, essentially to be a puppet for a higher manager. The higher manager has gone on the record this week saying, well, they'll have nothing ever to do with my department ever again, in front of her boss. So if they ever appear again, well, we can be like, fuck off. And then on top of that, the manager that they brought in to be their puppet straight up just went, yeah, I'm not coming back on Monday. So it's like, we won. We won the battle. Like, because it's been a constant battle since like January or February. It's been a consistent fight just for like, to make the programs that we want to help the clients the way that we need to, and to develop a program that is different, that is works, and that is everything that it needs to be. Yeah. These individuals showed no interest in learning how we work or what makes it different, and why the programs that we deliver at Gamer are different and successful, and why our clients like them, and why that things need to change. For them, they was like, well, we know it this way, so we're going to do it this way. And they were just fighting us for the sake of fighting us half the time. So yeah, with the big boss gone, and the site coordinator, who was leaving on maternity leave shortly anyway, just went, yeah, nah, fuck it, I'm leaving now. So after, as I said, it's this weird line at the end of it. I'm like, we won. This is it. Like, because, as I discussed I think it was last week or the week ago, it was a circumstance of there are changes coming, and I can't talk about them entirely at the moment, but there are changes coming, but we're now, with these stepping stones out of the way, we have nothing stopping us from making Gamer the way we want it, the way it needs to be, the way it should be.
Well, that's awesome.
So what was going to be starting in 6 weeks starts Monday. So it does speed things up a little bit, which is great. It does make our workload a little bit intense over the next coming weeks, because even though this coordinator was shithouse, they allowed us to redelegate our time for a little bit. So now we're going to have to run the site as it is for the next couple of weeks, and then go into the new format and the new structure. So cool. It is 100% a good news. It is a removal of a lot of unnecessary stress. Like, admittedly, I was concerned because yesterday when the news broke, I felt nothing. And am I dead? Like, is this that revenge story? You know, at the end, where they're like, oh, revenge. You feel nothing at the end, and like, because there was no catharsis. They had both left, but we had no say in it. They both left on their own accord. So we're like, fuck. Well, I felt that way anyway. However,
so you won by forfeit.
I won by forfeit, which is technically still a win, but it's not as a good feeling of defeat.
There's a lack of vindication.
Yeah, there is no vindication, but there is and there isn't. Like, you know, we still win. Everything's going to come up Millhouse now, which is great. So that starts next week, which is exciting. Additionally, delivery day. I last lockdown, I went a little crazy and bought a bunch of wrestling shirts.
Last lockdown, like we haven't been in lockdown for like 30 years now.
Oh, no. Yeah. I mean, like the last one, I was like, and I just bought a bunch of fucking wrestling merchandise, right? But it all came like this week. So I'm wearing the Joel Bateman Deadly shirt. I've also got Referee J. I got their shirt, their first ever shirt, as well as 2 AEW shirts that arrived in the mail. So in terms of my new attire, I'm feeling life is good. I'm feeling pretty good. My shirts are fitting well because, well, let's get into the section right now. So for those that don't know, each week Max and I do a segment called our Get Less Fat Update, where we tell you about how we have been going in our weight loss journey. For those that don't know, you would have heard at the start of the show, in 2020 up until this point, I have lost over 35 kilos using a product called the Man Shake, which I am an ambassador for. The Man Shake is kind enough to power the For the Players podcast, which means they support us. They have our backings. It's mad. So, Max, how has your Get Less Fat update been this week?
It's been pretty average week for me. I have not put on any weight, but I have not lost any weight. I'm kind of sitting where I am, which is fine. Yeah, it's all right. I'm starting to get over having the one flavor of shake. I think I need more variety in my life.
Mix it up.
I have been putting fruit in it because chocolate by itself is not great, but if you throw some banana in it, it's great.
Put straws in there, man. Get a blend that bastard up.
Yeah. So it's been all right. There's still sometimes where I'm just like, I just want this or I just want that. Probably my worst habit is still soft drink. I am trying to go for that no sugar option though, which is obviously better. Not great, but is better. I really need to drink more water.
Yeah,
That's my main thing. Like, I'm very
really dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all good. That's good, man. That's
like, I wish I could come in and be like, I've done this, but it's just been a really casual week.
See, but that is the whole point of this. Yeah. Like, yes, we're here to talk PlayStation, but it is a personality-driven show. You are here to hear about us and listen to us and what we think and what we do in our lives. And, and the reason we do this is to, A, keep us accountable, and additionally to show that the story, the journey is ups and downs. It's not a win every week. Like I said, I've been doing this for
hopefully now that you've been back at the gym this week, hopefully you can hopefully you've lost enough for the both of us. How's your week been?
So my week's been pretty good. In terms of my
I thought you were gonna be like, nah man, sorry.
No.
And I was like, God damn it.
So thankfully my weight has stayed pretty steady over the last couple lockdowns, mostly being with the use of the My Muscle Chef meals for dinner. Now, are microwave meals the best for you? Probably not, but these are like built for this purpose. They are supported, like, you know, like the proteins and whatever the fuck. It's all built to a calorie standard as well as a nutritional standard, because they are used for like people that are weightlifting and losing weight and stuff. So that's kept my weight loss at a very similar space. So I am still sticking very much between the 107 and 108. So I'm still sitting about that pretty much on the nose at 35 kilos. So I started around 142. This week, so having the return to the gym, I I felt pretty good. So I've been doing my usual my 30 minutes at the start on the treadmill, whether that be walking or running. So I haven't been doing the full 30-minute runs just because I want to got to build that. I think I may have pushed myself a bit too hard last time I was doing those, and I may have not been the best decision. So I'm trying to do like 10 minutes walk, 10-minute run, 10-minute walk, or whatever, like whatever I need to do to get the 20-minute running, 10-minute walk, whatever, 5, 10, 5, 10, whatever, right? However how it works. And then just some weights here and there as well, because I just to sort of make shit tidy, as I say. So there is a win this week, though. There was a win last week, but because we forgot to do this section last week, I didn't put it in the show. So I went and I bought some sweet new shorts, if you can see them. Boom, shorts, they're back. And I was able to have a different win. The win was that I now sit comfortably in a size 36 pants, which is, I can't remember the last time I was a 36 pants. I think I would have, even when I was 13, I don't think I was in a 36 pants. And like, I just don't recall. I spend a lot of my memory around my pants is 38s, 40s, and higher, right?
Sorry. It's not where I thought you were going to go with your memory of your pants. But
like, I remember like fours. Fours are always fours are always the things that I remember. Right? I know pant memories. I know it's a silly idea, but like that's, so this isn't a massive achievement for me. So as I said, I started my journey in a size 44 pant. I'm now in a 36 pant. So that's what? 44, 42, 40, 38. That's 5 sizes down. My shirts, this is an XL shirt, very comfortably, as you can see. I started at a 4XL or a 5XL, it varying on the shirt. Like, I posted some photos on my social media the week before, showing the exact same jumper in a 5XL and an XL, and then the pants, and very similar shorts in a 44 and a 36. So it's been quite a substantial transition. If you do jump on our social medias, you will see photos of Max and myself, a photo from March of last year to a photo that we took, I know, just before this lockdown. And you can see a noticeable difference in both of us. So collectively, we're pushing 50 kilos down.
Yeah, close to.
Yeah, I'm like 35, maybe and you're pushing 15. So
yeah,
like that maxed out. So it's awesome. It's been a massive achievement for both of us, and I think it's only going to get better. And I don't know about you, I'm fucking incredibly proud of myself. I'm incredibly proud of you, and I hope you feel the same.
Yeah, no, it has been really good. It really has, and it hasn't been as I mean, obviously, using the man shake, it has been a lot easier than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
I mean, it does also help that they don't taste like arsehole like a lot of the like a lot of meal replacement shakes usually.
Very much so. But if you want to support Max and I on our weight loss journeys, you can head into the link in the description. It is bit.ly/FTP manshake. So you don't even have to buy anything. Go in there, have a look. Just by clicking the link, you support the show. So yeah, support us on our journeys, or maybe even start your own. It would be much appreciated. Max, what have you been playing this week?
Not a whole lot.
Neither.
Not a whole lot. So earlier this week, my friends and I jumped back into Call of Duty Zombies to do the big Easter egg for the latest map that dropped last season. We got that done. We managed to do it first try. It was pretty crazy. So you do all these objectives inside the Zombies map, and then at the end it spawns in this big boss, and then you chase the boss around the map to different locations, and you essentially kill her. Didn't think it was going to happen. We were doing almost no damage whatsoever to the boss. Managed to pull it off. It was great. Super fun. We've now done the Easter egg for every single Zombies map that's come out for COD. So awesome fun. Last night, the same group of people, we managed to beat the entire Back for Blood campaign on veteran difficulty.
Well done.
It was
also,
rough.
fuck you for inviting me back, by the way.
We used all three of our continues on the last level.
Yeah.
We just scraped through. It was intense. That game is fun. Ridiculously huge difficulty spike between normal mode and hard mode. Like, it's baffling that, like, normal mode's it's a cakewalk. On veteran mode, you really have to work together with your team and set up those combat decks properly in a team-based situation to get through it. Really, really rough.
So in terms of Back for Blood, so I was like, oh, cool, the beta's done. Deleted it, completely forgetting that we played in the closed beta. So the open beta it's up and running over the weekend as we're recording this. I think it might still be open when this goes up to the general populace. So go check it out. Like, it is absolutely blast. So I've reinstalled it. I was like, oh fuck, I did it. I'll reinstall it.
We are definitely going to keep playing it. I think the guys want to try it on the hardest difficulty to see what that next spike jump is.
Shit. All right. Cool. Well, if you want to play it on normal again, I'm in, because I'm very good. But yeah, I'm keen to jump back into it. And I said it has gone gold as well on the announcement of the open beta, which is amazing. Which means it will hit its date, which I presume
mid-October, I believe.
Yeah, around about.
It's like October 12th or 13th.
Like, in terms of whether this is essentially an example, like a big stress test, a big tech test. So it's not a beta per se. At least, like, I didn't have any major hiccupy connection problems, as we discussed last week. And as once again, for disclosure, the closed beta keys were provided to us by Warner Brothers Australia and Warner Brothers Games Australia, and Koch Media. So there's that. But yeah, so I didn't have any tech problems when we were playing at all.
I've had no difficulties at all.
Yeah,
the game runs fantastically. We've had no no connection difficulties in either playing as a 4-man squad or matchmaking. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, so like that's been really cool. Like, I will have to go back. I might try to do it solo and see whether I can. How does it go with bots?
It is not fun playing with bots or randos. Like, it really isn't. It's not that the game's not fun. It's that because there is the stuff like friendly fire and things like that, you can just get match made with dicks.
Yeah,
for lack of a and it does ruin the experience for you if your teammates are constantly shooting you in the back, or especially when health is such a scarce resource in the game.
Yeah. Well, if anyone that's in the chat, right? Actually, it's open beta right now. Who wants to play?
It's open beta.
What are y'all doing?
Cross-platform.
What are y'all doing tonight? Who wants to play? I'll jump in. But yeah, so that's pretty rad. Other than that, you played anything else?
I played some Hades.
Yeah. Me too, actually.
I'm playing that on Xbox at the moment.
So I picked that up in the not the sale, because it came out on Friday. The previous Friday, so time of recording Friday, yesterday. I bought it before I left for work. I was like, oh yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Hades. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have a complex relationship with this game.
It really won like 200 million Game of the Year awards.
Yeah, I was like, sweet. So I played admittedly like 45 minutes of it before we started recording, and I know it's very early for me to say, but like, it feels good. It does feel good.
Yeah.
What are you? Because obviously you've played it numerous times now. What are your thoughts?
So I've been playing it for a while because I have it on PC. And I also plan on picking it up for PlayStation 5. I would like to see what the variance is between the three systems. I'm lucky enough to obviously have a Series X with Game Pass, so it came with that as part of the subscription. So I've been playing it over there for now. The game is absolutely fantastic. It was so good to see an indie title pull such accolades from like the gaming community. Like, it is really well deserved. The way it tells its story as a roguelike game is fantastic. Each of the weapons and runs that you do can feel so completely different. And there's sometimes that you can tell early on if your run is going to be great, average, or terrible, just from the first few rooms, whether like depending on what boons you get from those god drops.
So in the chat, Shane does ask if you could measure the sexiness of all the gods across each platform, Max. That would be greatly appreciated. I would. That is the first thing I noticed. There's a lot of sexualized drawings of gods, and I'm not against it. So like even the whoever, what's the main character's name? It's,
as Zagreus.
Yeah, that guy, Zagreus. Yeah, like even who I don't know who his voice actor is, but it's incredibly familiar and it's quite soothing to the ear hole. You know what I'm saying? And then like I bumped into just before I got munted by the game. I was playing. I got to Meg. Was it Meglo? Fucking
Megran.
Yeah, Megran, Megalodon, whatever. Right? Yeah, even she was kind of good looking as the drawing, and her voice is pretty doing it for me. I'm like, I'm gonna have a fucking good time with this game. I can feel it in my loins, literally.
Yeah, you say that, and then you'll hit some BS very, very quickly.
Oh, I mean, just from the character, like listening to them talk to me and like looking at them.
The character design of the game is absolutely fantastic. So far I've played it on PC and Xbox. I haven't tried it on Switch. I feel like it would just be this laggy mess on Switch. I don't know how it runs on Switch.
So, because playing on PS5, it's smooth.
It's a very fast-paced game.
Like, yeah, it's smooth. The frames feel good. Like, it feels responsive.
Does it have any DualSense support?
I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure.
You're useless to me.
Yeah. I have to try. I think it might be. I think it's like some ever subtle ones, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's nothing too intense. But yes, I'll be probably playing more of that over the next coming week because I did kind of have a bit of a splurge purchase on Friday. I was like, all right, cool, Hades. Well, the sale ends soon. I might as well. So what I did is I picked up Hades. I went into the sale and I picked up the Survivalists, which is a survival-ish version of the Escapists. Because I quite like the Escapist games. I've had my eye on this game for a while. It's like $12, whatever. I was like, sure. And then with Axiom Verge 2 coming out this week, I'm like, oh, I've never played Axiom Verge 1. $5, done. And then the other thing I also bought was, because a game that always interests me, and I don't know why, but I always kind of never had a copy. Like I had a physical copy of it, and then I piffed it off because I got mad at the game. But then I was like, well, there's the PS5 version of it now. It's $15. I'm going to buy it. Because when it's digital, I'll want to jump in. And if I have it digitally, I'll be like, yeah, I'll jump in and have a couple of rounds. And it's Rainbow Six Siege. I think I have this romanticized version of what Siege is in my head. Because every time I've played it, I end up getting wrecked. I'm like, well, fuck this game. And then I leave.
Siege is like the most hardcore shooter game I could possibly think of. And you're like, just give it
a go.
Just give that a try.
I know, I fucking like the idea.
I swear Siege is not the game that you just give it a try. Like,
no,
it's either
not.
For
it
you
really
or it's not.
isn't. But like part of me, like the times that I have played it, it was very, very early on, like kind of when it came out from memory.
Yeah, this would be the worst time to get in because everyone's really good at the game.
Yeah, man.
It now.
And like I said, I made the mistake when last time I played it because I forget that walls can be erupted, right? So I remember hiding in a room. I built up the walls. I'm like, fucking, let's go. And some sledgehammer arsehole blew apart the wall behind me. It was like, hi, psh. So it is a weird decision because I'm also bad at shooters.
I mean, I didn't want to say that, but since you said it, like...
I don't know. It said if there was a lack of impulse control, it was that right opening price for me to step in and go, let's give it a bell.
That is a fantastic price for that game.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna jump in at $15. Where's the pain in that? Because if I hate it, well, fuck it. Like you said, it is like very clearly part of my brain is wanting that particular experience for whatever reason. It wants to be tortured. So I'll be like, sure, I have it installed. I'll play a couple of rounds and it's better than me playing $80, $90 or $125 for a game to do the exact same thing. Could be worse. But I'm sure I'll play it over the coming weeks and then you'll hear me come in here and be like, why the fuck did I buy Siege? Yeah. I swear.
I really
right
hope
now.
in 2 weeks' time you come back and you're like, I'm a god at Rainbow Six Siege. Well, I can do no wrong.
It might be.
feel like I found a corner, I found an LMG, and I just shoot through the wall.
Well, because even when I did the tutorials in the games, they were just fun. Like, because there's a different tacticalness to them. Like, compared to, like, the reason I don't really like Call of Duty as much is because A, everyone runs by themselves, and two, it's just far. It's like hype, and then there's no tactical advantage. Like, there's no working together as a team. There's no planning to get to the end goal. I when it comes to shooters or any sort of multiplayer game, I like team objective and everyone works together for said objective. I like when everyone has their roles. Like, when I think back to the best first person times I've ever had was Battlefield Bad Company 2. Myself and 3 other friends, we would all play one of the classes and we were designated that class because that's what we were good at in that space. So we were untouchable. But I was also like 19 at the time, so my reflexes were good. But having everyone having their role, and so the objective was we're going to do this, we're going to push the point or whatever, and everyone knew what they were doing. That is the best multiplayer experience. Jumping into like Call of Duty when you're a team of 6 and everyone's like, fuck you, and just does whatever they want. And like, if you're not good at the game like myself, you just get munted and you just bring the team down. Where in this way, I could at least do something that could benefit the team, but also not be super reliant on being incredibly good at it. That's why I thought Overwatch was going to be interesting for me. But turns out it wasn't for me at all. So there's that. Shane in the chat jumps in and says, "My baby. Nothing quite like Siege. Information is your most powerful weapon. Gunplay skill doesn't amount to too much if you can outwit your enemy." Now, inconveniently to me, I'm also a fucking moron. So this may not be my game in 2 avenues, but I'm down to give it another run. But anyway, that's enough about what we've been playing. Let's get in this section where we call Inform the Players. We tell you about what happened this week in PlayStation and a little bit what we think about it. Max, what we kick it this off?
Ryan, in Sony news, Sony has gone full weeb.
I know.
Announced back in December of 2020, Sony was looking at purchasing the anime platform Crunchyroll. Earlier this week, that deal has been completed after around the 9 months. Quote, "We are very excited to welcome Crunchyroll to the Sony group," says Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida. "Anime is a rapidly growing medium that enthralls and inspires emotion among the audiences around the globe. The alignment of Crunchyroll and Funimation will enable us to get even closer to the creators and fans who are the heart of the anime community. We look forward to delivering even more outstanding entertainment that fills the world with emotion through anime." So obviously the reason why this deal took so long was because they already owned Funimation and there was a concern that would hold too much of the market share of the anime space. Yeah. So $1.3 billion later, we now have 2 anime services owned by Sony.
First of all, fucking gross.
Now, if they could just bundle that in with my PlayStation Plus, that would be...
Well, that's the theory, isn't it? So... Straight
I
up,
don't have to pay for 2 more subscriptions. That would be
because I know this is more of your wheelhouse. The animes, that's your peeps, that's you, right? It's not me. I'm on the record of not being an anime dude, so that's fine. However, I love the consolidation of these 2 of these platforms together, because right now what we are dealing with across the whole streaming platform thing is everyone is spreading out. Like, consolidation is, as Sean Layden said recently, consolidation is the death of creativity. Well, that's in some ways. But when there's no creativity here, this is distribution. This is very, very different. So the fact that every single prick has their own platform is not... It's the reason that... I admittedly haven't pirated shit in the last handful of years, right? Because the services, I had 2 services and they covered everything that I needed, right? But now that everything is intentionally splitting up and becoming like channels, like cable channels rather than services, I'm having to fall back to my old habits. I'm having to get back on the ship, and I don't like it. I really enjoy not having to do that. You know what I'm saying? But now, like, it's getting bad. It's getting real bad. But having Crunchyroll and Funimation together, it doesn't hit every anime beat, presumably, Max. I'm making a big assumption here.
There's definitely gaps in there on their.
But you are shotgun blasting the most of it, right?
But generally, between now Crunchyroll and Funimation, you can hit most of the things that you would want to check out.
Which is great. And as you said, having it be owned by PlayStation, like, because right now when we look over even just Games Pass, right, or Games Pass Ultimate, you get your games for gold, you get your Game Pass and on console and PC. Sony currently not having a Game Pass equivalent, they do need to have some sort of additional incentive to PS Plus. Now, I would argue that PS Plus outweighs Games for Gold for sure, and I think pound for pound, sometimes they can be, they do earn their keep, right? Very infrequently has PS Plus ever been a disadvantage. Like, there are some times I go, ooh, that's not a very good month, but really, 9 times out of 10, it seems to be pretty good. So, having this lumped in is certainly a good punch for those that are, because I'm confident that there is, if you were to look at a big fucking Venn diagram, right, you got 2 big old circles, the cross between big old weebs and fans of PlayStation is very high. Mostly being because,
and then there's a tiny circle on the outside that's Ryan.
It's just me. I'm like, but
he's just sitting in his own corner.
But I mean that in terms of, like, when your platform A is Japanese in and of itself, 2, your primary specialty is JRPGs in terms of, like, the platform. Like, most JRPGs come to PlayStation. They don't normally go to Xbox, and I guess they go to Switch too. But
I think they need to be careful and not do a mandatory, like, we're upping the price of PlayStation Plus because this is now included.
Because I
feel it needs to be an opt-in of, you can keep paying the current price of PlayStation Plus and get what you're currently getting, or for a few dollary dues more, we will bundle this in for you.
Yeah,
it needs to be an extra step up and an opt-in, as opposed to we're now increasing the cost because this is what you're getting, because not everyone wants anime.
Yeah,
now if it was a game service, sure, I can see them kind of being able to get away with where we're giving you more free games or more access to games each month, therefore the cost is rising. But if the cost is rising because of a service that some people won't use, that seems a bit wrong.
Like, I do understand that it's a bit like they shouldn't really be adding multiple SKUs to PS Plus, because that just creates confusion. Right?
Yeah.
And for as a consumer, you're like, I don't know which one, so I'm gonna get none of them. Right? So
that's why they introduced the PS Plus Plus.
Yeah, the PS Double Plus, right? And yeah, which is, the idea is you get PS Plus plus, the combined anime services, right? Yeah. However, what I'm thinking though, Max, what they should deliver is something similar to to Amazon, right? So you have your Amazon Prime, you have Prime Video, and then you have your Amazon Prime. So in the same way that it can be used over multiple platforms, right? So you have your PS Plus, and your PS Plus can also assist you in Crunchyroll and Funimation, whatever, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you got 12 months here, you get 6 months there, which I think was mentioned in the chat as well. You know what I mean? So the idea is, like, there is that little bit of synergy, right? And, like, that's probably the best way to look at it, or to be a crossover, because, there are people that are interested, and I think there's that cross interest. It's certainly worth checking out. But, like, for me, I don't give a fuck. And if they go, hey, an added benefit to your PS Plus for nothing extra, you get 6 months of Crunchyroll. I'm like, I don't care. However, if they eventually make a PS Double Plus, as the Mullet Show in the chat references 1984, if they make a fucking PlayStation Plus squared, that's like PS Plus, PS Now, plus 12 months. So if your standard PS Plus is 6 months Crunchyroll for free, rad. If PS Plus squared is PlayStation Plus 12 months of Crunchyroll and Funimation, how's that work? Like a good little fucking taster. I don't know. I don't fucking care, really. I don't know why I'm getting so invested in this conversation.
Okay, so, I mean, it's all speculation. It might not even happen. They might
Yeah.
keep their services completely separate, and that's their choice to make.
But you, as a consumer of both PlayStation Plus and these weeby ass
Dude, if I could,
cartoons,
because I have I have a subscription to Funimation. I don't for Crunchyroll. If they could just all combine, that would make my life so much easier.
cool. There it is
We'll
first,
split up.
right there. Bang. Also, if you want to hear another great conversation about this, friends of the show, Shane, Magic Casts, the show that I guested on a couple of weeks ago, the Question Box, that went up yesterday. Friend of the show, with Paul James.
Oh,
Padge.
the episode that you spoiled last week.
I
Yeah, well
straight
done.
had a fucking stroke as I was trying to say Paul's name for a second. I went, yes.
That guy.
Yes, Paul, guest on the show. They had a great conversation around this. They had some great insights around it. Bro, way better articulated than what I could say about it. But go check that out if you can. Reverend Puck jumps in and says, also, Crunchyroll started a program with Xbox Game Pass, meaning now a Sony product will get you free Microsoft software. Fun. It's interesting. So like, we're making the assumption it's going to get lumped into PlayStation, but maybe it's just another way for them to have additional income come into Sony, and they will never cross paths. They'll never connect.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that I wish never fucking connected. Abandoned. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get fucking ready. Thursday morning, Australian Eastern Time, 5 a.m. A patch was dropped. There was meant to be a patch, for the Abandoned app on your PlayStation 5. And it would launch its first trailer. Blue Box Games took to Twitter 15 minutes prior saying, quote, "Are you ready?" With a short 4-second clip of someone walking across wooden fucking floorboards. 15 minutes later, there was no patch. After the initial delay, they once again took to Twitter to say, quote, "There is a technical issue with the delivery of the patch. We are working to get this live ASAP. We apologize for the inconvenience, and we will inform you once we have resolved the issue." Later that day, they got to Twitter again with the new update. It says, quote, "We are still working to resolve the issue we are facing. We wanted to remind you that we are a small studio without the wide resources to quickly resolve an issue. We want to deliver the highly polished product and a good representation of the game that functions as intended. We won't be delaying the patch to a specific date, but release it as soon as we have resolved it. On behalf of the Blue Box Games Studios team and everyone involved with Abandoned, we thank you for the patience and apologize deeply for the inconvenience." The following day, they without once again not releasing a patch, they took to Twitter again. Quote, "We ask everyone to calmly wait for the patch. We understand your frustration. We are 100% real, and we are working on a passionate game we believe in. This is what happened. We dealt with the multiple engine issues that occurred last minute after we spotted a graphical glitch. For that we wanted to do a quick update. We are almost there as most of the graphics testing is completed. We would like to thank you again for your patience and apologize for your inconvenience. Early this morning, Saturday, the 14th of August, the website has been updated with a header stating, quote, "The issue has been resolved. The patch will be live in a few hours." That was written at 3 a.m. The patch has since been uploaded. It's about 1.5 gig or something.
5 gig.
5 gig. My apologies. A 5 gig update has been added to the app. The only thing that has been added is the exact same 4-second teaser that went up on Twitch.
He's getting ready, ladies and gentlemen. You can, yeah.
The actual fuck is this? Like what the legitimate fuck is this? Right? I have so many things that just make me fucking confused, right? But okay, initially, let's go down the path that it isn't Kojima, right? Because that's the theory. The theory for the longest time has been that it is Kojima. But let's play devil's advocate here of that particular argument, and let's say that it isn't. So they have essentially, so PlayStation, Sony are implicit in what is clearly an incredibly incompetent game studio. On the record, they have never have delivered anything, any full release game, for one. If you look at their history, there's a great piece on Reddit, there's a great article on Push Square about it, about how Blue Box Studios have everything that they have tried to deliver in their non-existent history has had this exact same bullshit, where they've gone, oh, there's technical problems, it's whatever, and has never seen the light of day, right? To me, as we stand right now, if we look at it that way, this feels like a con job of the biggest proportions. It looks as if Blue Box Studios has found a way to fucking get into PlayStation and then just proceed to rort them. And not saying, oh, poor Sony here. Not at all. Because they could have stopped this at any fucking point. At no point has Sony stepped in and gone, hey, I know fucking Hassan Karaman and all his bullshit, right? At no point have they stepped in and stopped him communicating these Silent Hill Kojima fucking teasers, right? They could have stopped it. The red flag of them posting a trailer that is straight fucking asset flips. They could have come in and stopped it. But they hadn't. They have been entirely complicit in the delivery of this misinformation and straight up bullshit. Like, it's fucking gross. It is. If anything, this makes the delivery of No Man's Sky exceptionally better. All the shit that we ever gave Hello Games and Sean Murray, we have to, like, we as a gaming collective, we as a gaming industry must apologize to Sean Murray. We did you wrong. Yes, you fucked us. Yes, you lied. But what we're seeing right now is worse. Literally. Like, it is a repetition of the same thing, but at least they delivered. Like, they came through. They went, here's the game. It's not entirely what we said it was. And Sony backed it, but we still delivered. And 5 years later, they have demonstrated that the game is way more than we ever expected it to be.
Mm.
As it stands right now, Blue Box have never delivered shit. As it stands right now, they are still yet to deliver. I am sorry, that 4-second clip is not 5 fucking gigabytes.
Well, my confusion is, so, like, their statement was literally, we found a graphical glitch, so we fixed it before we uploaded it. It's the same trailer. Like, their whole reasoning behind this, we want to use this app because it's a real-time experience. It's going to allow you to get that haptic feedback and the DualSense support during this stuff. There is none of that in the trailer anyway, so why could you have not dropped it on YouTube? Like, this whole thing has been baffling. Since, like, just before this, all these tweets, by the way, that were quoted here are all gone. They've all been deleted.
Yep.
Every single video from their YouTube channel deleted. Their whole website was completely stripped back bare. All that is on their website currently is a header at the top in bright fluorescent green, so you can barely read the text that says update is now live. Underneath it has the Blue Box Game Studios logo, and then down the bottom is the links to their Instagram, their Twitter, and their, which are all empty because they've removed everything. Like, yes, to a degree, I think that the internet as a whole have tried to make this something that it's probably not, and Blue Box is at fault for not shutting it down sooner, like shutting down those rumors sooner. They let them play out to such a degree that now no matter what they release, whether it does turn out to be a Kojima game, whether it does turn out to be Silent Hill, they have screwed themselves. They have put themselves in such a bad spot, and they've and so many people have such a foul taste in their mouth from this that it doesn't. I think that no matter how good this thing is, when it does eventually come out, if it does eventually come out, they've really done themselves a disservice.
The example I used on Twitter, I called I said Abandon is the Fire Festival of video games. And that is exactly what has happened, because there is an individual, a face, and we're Ja Rule, that Seth MacFarlane looking fuck that did Fire Festival, right? That appears to have rorted a system, overpromised, and didn't deliver. Like, granted, we haven't rocked up in some fucking shanty ass town on a private island. We might as well have. They've given us jack shit. You know what I mean? Like, a part of the anger comes from, I drank the Kool-Aid a little bit around all this. This could be something. But you are spot the fuck on. Unless something amazing, something unfucking, like, fathomably good comes out of this Abandoned thing. Whether it be my bullshit theory around it becoming the new PlayStation Experience app, which right now seems so near impossible. That's so dumb of me, right? It's absolutely dumb of me. The only reliable thing about this is, yes, Sony doesn't know how to run fucking PSN backend, right? And if this tweets are correct, yeah, this could be them, because it's just as incompetent. But it is absolutely insane that it has got to this far, right? Now, additionally, if we go down the other thought process that this is Kojima, this is fucked, because this is not the same tactic that Kojima has pulled off in its past, right? Kojima has done these mystery things, like if we look at the most recent example being Metal Gear Solid 5, or even PT of itself, right? There was at least a consistency, there was a thread, there was a time frame, there was logic within its steps, right? We hit, like 2 days ago, at time of recording, was 5 years, 6 years, whatever. It was the fucking anniversary of PT. And like something could, if it was Kojima, I imagine there would be a connection there, because he is an intelligent human. He understands marketing. He understands the hype around this, right? And what we're seeing right now is a bunch of people scrambling and fucking faking their way through something, right? The level of incompetency, the level of inability to fucking market, function, whatever. I cannot, in good faith, believe that this is Kojima.
Well, that was the other issue. So on the same day as the delay in the for the app, Kojima also took to Twitter and posted that he had just done his shortest ever trailer, and that he wasn't happy with it and it had to be redone. And then all of a sudden these guys are releasing a 4-second trailer that also got pulled and had to be redone. And at what point is there smoke where there's fire?
Look, and I agree with that too, but I am so burnt out and just fucking broken by this bullshit. If you go back over the last fucking 10 weeks or whatever, right, I was drinking that Kool-Aid. I was like, this is fun. This is fun marketing. This is a great way to promote a non-existent product in order to hype the masses. It's gone on too long. It is like the communications around this are absolutely broken. I'm running out of words to explain how baffling and butchered that this has been handled. I cannot see it being Kojima, right? Now, granted, Kojima, for many people, could do no wrong. Even if this is Kojima, even if this was Kojima, and he comes out and be like, hey, I played you all along. No, you didn't. Am I being played right now? Am I being worked? A damn right could be. But I think whatever the result of all of this, it is not going to become favorable. No one will be like, oh, Kojima, all along.
And like Kojima has used fake studios in the past.
Like PT was made under a fake studio name.
But those fake studios also hadn't already released things, to my knowledge. Whereas Blue Box Games have released stuff. Like they had a phone game that had a straight logo rip that was pulled down because the service was terrible. They've had multiple games cancelled from Kickstarters. They've got a few games on Steam in early access that have never reached past early access. Like, they exist. They have partners that work with them, allegedly. Like, it's not a fictitious studio that's just been pulled out of thin air.
Yeah.
Like, it does exist.
And
so,
for those that think that Hassan Karaman is an actor and he's lying, well, he is lying. He's a fucking fraud, but he is not. And like, he cannot be a paid actor for Kojima or this whole concept. It can't be. This is too fucked. And like, I'm very happy to eat my words in whenever it happens, because we were told.
Well, that's the thing. So at the end of this abandoned app, this PlayStation this experience app, that comes up once you watch that 6-second trailer, it comes up with a bunch of empty boxes. There's cinematic trailer, story trailer, some other trailer, and then there's two what they're referring to as playable epilogues that are blanked out. It says check back soon. Like, at what point do they get unlocked? Are we getting them over the next few weeks? Are they coming over the next few months? There is literally no information after this.
Because if this is a con job, they're like, well, we met what we asked for. We created an app and we released the trailer. You know what I mean? Because like, they technically have delivered. It's just fucked. It's absolutely fucked. And like, yeah, I'm at a point where I'm just fucking sick of it. And like, I guess I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on the other side now, right? About being fucking angry by this. But this will go down as potentially one of the shittest fucking things. And as I said, back to like, I'm not just shitting on Blue Box here, because even though I do believe that they are a fucking giant fraud and they're just rotting, PlayStation have demonstrated, like, if this is a work and these people have just conned PlayStation, this may be the dumbest fucking thing they could ever done. I don't know how they could ever get out of this. Like, they could release, God of Wars and fucking Uncharted and The Last of Us's and, and Infamouses and Spider-Mans and you fucking name it. They could release some generation-defining games over the next coming years. But I will have this in the back of my brain at any given time that they fucked up bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, let us know what you guys think in the chat, in the comments. I'd love to hear. Am I overreacting? Yeah, a little bit. Am I doing it for fun? Yeah, a little bit.
Are they doing it for fun? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, Ryan.
Like, even with all my fucking over-the-topness, there is still a thread of correct logic in there in both paths. If it's this way, it's insane. If it's this way, it's insane. I cannot do this. Everyone just looks like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's bad it's bad communication, it's bad PR, it's bad marketing, it's bad in every possible way. Moving on.
Future Game Show, Ryan. Games Radar is bringing back its Future Game Show for another installment to coincide with Gamescom 2021. The digital showcase will contain, quote, more than 40 games from publishers including Frontier Developments, Team 17, Koch Media, and Tripwire Interactive. It will be hosted by Resident Evil Village voice actors Maggie Robertson, who played Lady Dimitrescu, and Aaron LaPlante, the Duke.
Dope.
It will be available on the usual platforms, Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff. Maggie Robertson said, quote, I'm delighted to be presenting the Future Game Show on August 26th with my Resident Evil Village co-star, Aaron LaPlante. There are some incredible games featured in the show, and I can't wait to show you all what's in store for this year and beyond. This is scheduled to take place the day before Gamescom Opening Night Live, hosted by Jeff Keighley.
Awesome.
Oh, no, sorry. Opening Night Live is coming the day before with Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Because it's the opening night.
Yes. So
go my typing skills at 3 a.m. Woo!
I don't know. I'm excited by this because at least we'll get to see some fucking trailers.
Maybe Abandon will show up. They can be
fuck.
one of the four.
Yeah, fuck.
Could be one of the 40 games.
Although this is exciting, because there's some cool shit happening. We're privy to at least one cool thing that is gonna happen here, and that's exciting. But like knowing this year is pretty quiet. Like obviously September and October are gonna be fucking mental, but I'm still excited to look what's coming forward, because right now what we're looking forward to is just delays of COVID delay games.
September is super looking like it's looking very daunting to me right now. There is so much coming in September.
So bad. But like as the future game show, I'm incredibly excited about the future games and what they are showing.
Yeah.
And what I love about it as well is that when you got the likes of, Frontier, Team 17 and Koch, like they aren't the biggest players in the game. Koch kind of are, but they will be showing the games, the not big AAA games, which admittedly aren't always for me. I am a sucker for the AAA games. They're the games that I play the most. But there's always something cool that comes out of that makes you go, oh shit.
I mean, you just bought a Team 17 game.
I did.
They do the survivalists and the escapists and all that.
And like Overcooked and stuff like that as well, which just celebrated 5 years, I think. So like, there's some good stuff that comes out of those like middle-ish ones, and I'm very excited to see what they are.
Okay, the big question before we move on: will they be in costume? Will they be presenting the show in costume?
Oh, only because I want to see this like presumably thin dude dressed as a Duke. I do like that as well. So Maggie Robertson, like I've seen her in some interviews, and she seems like an absolute champ. So I think that's great. Obviously their voices were pretty fantastic in Resident Evil Village. Why not? Why the fuck not? Let's get some other voice actors in things that aren't, Troy Baker, Nolan North, Ashley Johnson or Ashley Birch. Get someone else in there for a little while. All right, let's get into some rumors, Max. A report from Kotaku, based on 3 different sources, says that the Grand Theft Auto remasters, so that is Vice City, GTA 3, and San Andreas, are real. According to the report, the remastered games are in the final stages of development. What's more, they are being remastered using the Unreal Engine with a mix of, quote, new and old graphics. One source claims that the games look like they're heavily modified versions of the classic GTA games, and apparently even the user interface has been updated in all 3 titles with their old style intact. In terms of gameplay, Rockstar is supposedly staying as true to the original games as possible. As for potential release dates, Kotaku writes that the remasters are set to launch later this year, in late October or possibly early November, both for PS5 and PS4.
The other rumor I heard around this, and this seems a little bit too far-fetched for my liking, was they were originally going to be packaged in with the upgraded GTA 5 for the new gen consoles. But that seems like way too much value for money. That seems like way too much value for money. It would have been great, but I don't think that seems a bit.
What's your thoughts on these remasters?
Good. Those games are fantastic, but they did not age well. No. Yeah.
You are spot on. They do,
I would super go back and play them again, but they look like hot garbage.
Yeah.
I bought that triple pack that was on. I think it was released for PS3 or PS4. They do not age well.
Yeah. So
that was the problem of the PS2 era. Like those games. It's funny, those old school 32-bit, 16-bit games, those pixelated side scroll, those aged well. That weird 3D polygonal early days does not age well.
No.
And it's a real shame because a lot of those games are fantastic, but they're real rough to look at these days, especially when everyone's rocking their fancy 4K screens and you can count the pixels on the characters. Like it's rough.
It is, yeah, you are spot on. They
it is
are so outdated. Like, it's bad.
It's a very safe bet. Those three games that are great titles in the series. Nostalgia is always a really good seller for games. And yeah, it's a really no-brainer.
All three of these games are incredibly important in the history of video games, right? GTA 3, one of the first big third-person action adventure games, right? It's huge. San Andreas is considered for many one of the best games ever made. Vice City is one of the first games to really push this different storytelling, right? So, like, these games are incredibly important in the history of video games. As you said, so they were upscaled from the PS2 versions onto PS4. I think they're probably on PS3 as well. No, they're PS3 as well. Yeah, they're on 4, right? They are straight the same version, just softer. They're essentially the PC versions, right? So they still look polygonal. They still look really gross. They're not lovely. And on top of that, their control schemes are, they are PS2 controller schemes. They are 3 generations old. How we play games has drastically changed, right? So, because in those games, driving is X and braking is circle. It's old school. So, right now, we're looking at GTA 5 being the second best-selling video game ever behind fucking Tetris, right? GTA 5 is tapping a whole new market of players that likely have never seen the PS2. Nor if you were to say to someone, "Oh, you play GTA 5, shit, you need to play San Andreas. San Andreas is so much better." And they go back and play it. They go, what's wrong with you? This looks and plays like asshole. It is needed. I think, especially with these alleged rumor mill around GTA 6 taking place in Vice City, or at least taking place across multiple locations, and which leads me to believe if we're seeing re-releases of Vice City, San Andreas, and 3, we are seeing, I think GTA 6 will take place in Los Santos, Liberty City, and Vice City in some capacity. I think this is preempting something that is coming down the line, and it is setting people up to understand and know these spaces. And of course, it's just people are going to want to play them, right? They're going to want to play them.
Hell, I'll play them.
Fuck, I'll play them. You know how many times I've almost bought that triple pack, but then I go, "Oof, yeah, there's screenshots."
It's rough. Don't do it. It's rough,
and that stops me. Yeah. Because they're rough. They are rough. Like, I've tried. Like, I've gone back and played Bully. I'm like, ooh. You know what I mean? And like, that didn't have the prestige of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. The PS2 trilogy, I should say. Which is, so 100%, I fucking hope it happens. And if it comes out October, November, that's fitting for me, because San Andreas came out in around October from memory, because I remember getting it for my birthday in November, but it came out in October, so my mum was a butt about it, and I was never allowed to play it, but I was allowed to have it, sort of. So she would put it around the house for me, as to like tease me with it.
Emotional trauma.
So I'd come home and I'd come home from school, I'd open the cupboard, and it's in the cupboard. I'm like, what the fuck? Saying that though, on my birthday, I woke up.
Pour it out. You pour yourself a bowl of cereal in the morning, falls out of the box.
Yeah. Saying that though, on my birthday, it was on my bedside table, and I was allowed to play it and as much as I wanted to that whole.
Your mum let you stay home from school that day.
That's what I'm saying. It ticked all the she's like, yes, I tortured you for the better part of a month, but here it is. Congratulations on your self-control of not playing it.
And you're like, jokes on you, mum.
Jokes on you, mum. I finished it 3 weeks ago. So yeah. Additionally, in more GTA 5 news, a post about the upcoming release of the German PS blog alludes to the Los Santos skyline, quote, shining in crisp 4K resolution thanks to the bold graphics update, end quote. And another quote, the extreme smoothness thanks to 60 frames per second, which is on the presumably PS5 version of GTA 5. This expanded and enhanced re-release is due out on the 11th of November, and Rockstar has yet to say a single word about it. And I think they'll stay dead quiet until they drop a trailer. Because I still remember when they were dead quiet about 5 until they dropped that trailer, and I was like, damn.
And then all of a sudden, everything kicked into gear real quick.
Everything, yeah. And so I think probably September, October, maybe, if it's coming in November, like we'll hear something within the next month and a half, 2 months. But it's not the only remaster they're allegedly working on, Max. Red Dead getting a remaster too. A new Kotaku report based on several additional several sources gives an overview of Rockstar's plan to remaster the other three, as we discussed. The PlayStation 2, but the article also briefly mentions that the developer is prepared to revive Red Dead Redemption. The report says that Rockstar plans on doing it, but would all depend on how well the first wave of remasters sell. In other words, it's supposedly testing the waters with the GTA PS2 trilogy, and if all goes well, more are coming. So that leads me to believe that maybe a Red Dead, maybe a Bully, something like that, because in terms of those big standouts. But right now, Red Dead is trapped on the PS3 for PlayStation players. Yes, if you have an Xbox Series X, yes, you can play it on backwards compatibility. Yes, it's upscaled to 4K 60. Is the unquestionable best place to play Red Dead Redemption is the Xbox Series X or Project. What was the other one?
The Series S.
No. There's the
One X.
One X. Thank you. The One X and upwards. Like they are the best places to play Red Dead
Naming
Redemption.
Naming conventions aside,
they are the best place to play Red Dead.
Yeah.
So, because it actually runs at a consistent frame rate. It never did on PS3, and it never will because it's stuck there. Like Zombies was near on unplayable for a while. The Undead Nightmare expansion. So that I'm excited for. And unquestionably it's going to do the sales are going to do well. So why not? Would you want? Because right now I'm playing Red Dead 2. I'm playing it with Craig. We're playing online. It's amazing. We're loving it. Would I play Red Dead 1 again? Fuck yeah, I would. I'm in Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy fever right now.
Oh, fantastic game. Yeah, I would definitely replay it again.
Yeah,
if they were to remaster it. Yeah.
And of course, there's one more. Is this what we're discussing before?
Yeah, but basically, according to a reliable source that is Eurogamer, they just mentioned that Sony may be planning to offer a quote more expensive premium PlayStation Plus offering that could include some kind of access to Crunchyroll.
So what we were speculating before could in fact be the case with the likes of Eurogamer backing it up is pretty huge.
Some quick bits.
Did it again.
As we alluded to earlier in the show, Back 4 Blood Open Beta is now live and the game has gone gold ahead of its October launch. Diablo 2 Resurrected Beta is currently live for those who have pre-ordered the game. Open Beta begins next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And No Man's Sky has teased its new update titled Frontiers for the game's 5th anniversary.
Absolutely.
This is I think update package like 12 or something for these guys. They are killing it.
Yes, but still go in expecting the exact same base gameplay. Because I was like, oh, look. I think
The same gameplay
loop.
The loop has not changed. They've just added more fluff to it.
Yeah, it's cool. She's like, oh, do you like mining things? No, then fuck off. Because you ain't going to enjoy it at all. All right, so here are the top 10 best-selling games for the week ending the 8th of August, 2021. At number 10, PGA Tour 2K21. Ripper game, by the way. Still love that game. Pardon me. Number 9, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Makes sense off the back of the Paris DLC that dropped this week. Number 8, F1 2020. Number 7, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 6, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Number 5, Far Cry 5. That did have a free weekend recently, so I imagine everyone's like, this game's dope, because it is. And then they went and bought it. Number 4, EA Sports FIFA 21. Number 3, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 2, Tokyo Olympic Games. Still. What? And number 1, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Upcoming titles we have Foreclosed, which is out now on PS4 and PS5. It released August 12th. Hades, PS4, PS5, released yesterday at time of recording, August 13. We have Greek Memories of Azure, PS5, August 17th. And we have What else do we have? Why have I not listed it here? We have Rims Racing PS4, PS5 coming August 19th. Recompile PS5 August 19th. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut PS4, PS5 August 20th.
Oh shit.
Arietta of Spirits PS4 August 20. And Madden NFL 22 PS4, PS5 August 20.
Pretty quiet times, unless you're into it and you're into some Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, there is a couple of other games coming out this week on other platforms that I'm super keen for.
Let's go
12 minutes is coming out this week. That's the Annapurna game, I believe.
Yeah.
With all those famous people in it. It's got Green Goblin and
What you mean?
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, Willem Dafoe. I was like, my brain went Harvey Keitel. I'm like, no, not even close. Brain.
That's funny.
But,
yeah.
That's it. This week is probably just more Red Dead, probably more Hades.
I think I'll probably pick up the director's cut for Sushi Ghosts.
Yeah. They have some Sushi Ghosts.
That might get me reinvigorated to actually play the story campaign this time. Hopefully,
Ooh,
if
maybe.
not, I'll definitely be diving into that multiplayer.
Oh yeah, get excited! Thank you everyone for joining us. As always, we do truly appreciate you all taking the time out of your week to listen to us bullshit about our weight loss and PlayStation and whatever other shit's happening in our lives for the last week. As I've said before, time is one of the biggest commodities that we have. It's one of the things that we do, and if you're willing to share that with us, we cannot be any more grateful. We're so thankful. But Max, send us home.
Well, everyone, this PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, come and check out our socials: Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those links can be found in the description below.
If you want to join us as the conversation happens, you can by heading over to twitch.tv/thepopcultures, where you can watch us record this show live. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation pod. If you are on podcast services, give it a 5-star rating and a written review. If you are on the YouTube, be sure to give us a like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. If you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopcultures, as well as our merchandise store, popculture.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. But until next week, and we'll still not know anything more about Abandoned, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And that was For the Players. See, if we tell you we're coming next week, well, we give you more than 4 seconds. Fucking promise. We deliver. Is it good? No, but we deliver.
Do you wish it was 4 seconds? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.